Difficult emotions do not cause chronic pain or illness. Here's what does. You're probably wondering from the title of this video, Tanner, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Your whole channel is based off the premise that chronic pain, chronic symptoms occur when the brain and nervous system feel in danger. Well, here's the thing about difficult emotions. We get the equation wrong. A lot of people think difficult emotions equal chronic pain or illness. This equation is not right. The correct equation is difficult emotions plus resistance equals chronic pain or illness. It's the resistance to feeling difficult emotions. Here's what happens to people when they start to experience chronic pain or symptoms. We have important emotions, as Dr. Schubiner talks about. Important emotions we all feel as human beings. Sadness, anger, guilt, love, joy, shame, could be lots of different things, but we have important emotions that we're meant to feel. And then we have some form of resistance to them, which I'm going to talk about the 4 ways we resist emotions in a second. But we resist these difficult emotions. What's going to occur is your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, is going to become incredibly dysregulated from that resistance. We're going to be in a constant state of fight, flight, freeze, or shutdown. And then, because your nervous system's dysregulated, the brain is going to trigger chronic pain or symptoms. So this cascading factors that take place that cause difficult emotions and the resistance to them to trigger chronic pain or illness. Now, the starting place, even before you get into experiencing, expressing, releasing emotions, which I'm big on, the starting place is we need to identify how you resist emotions. Now, in my course, the Somatic Safety Method, we outline a protocol for helping people understand how they're resisting emotions and learning to then experience them in the body, the sensations of emotions, embodying them, and learning to move through them and release them. So if you haven't signed up yet, you're welcome to. The link is down below. But 4 ways we resist difficult emotions. And you might have a combination. It might not be one or the other. You could have all 4 going on. The first way is what a fancy term is named. I don't know who came up with this term. It's called alexithymia. Now, alexithymia, it's not consciously done. I want to be clear about this. This is unconscious resistance that happens. So people with alexithymia, especially when it's severe, they have almost no awareness of emotions. For myself, when I was first healing, I had almost no awareness of difficult emotions until they became extreme enough that it was unavoidable noticing what was going on in my body. But people with alexithymia, they have very little awareness of emotions in the body, and they're very cognitively focused. They're in their head thinking. They're focused on the external world. They're walking around living neck up. And I relate to this. We're able to overcome this, but a lot of times alexithymia, it develops earlier in life where we were taught by caregivers, by others to push our emotions down, that they weren't important for us to focus on. A lot of times with trauma, alexithymia develops. It's a coping mechanism. Your brain is helping you survive, and it's helping you survive by just avoiding difficult emotions completely. A part of healing your chronic pain is learning to notice and name when emotions are taking place. That's the starting place, is when something stressful happens, checking in with the body, being like, how does my body feel right now? When something sad happens, checking in with the body, how does my body feel right now? This is how we reintegrate mind and body. And it's a really effective thing, but we got to be very consistent with it. Now, the second way we resist difficult emotions is we invalidate them. We tell ourselves we shouldn't feel this way. Other people don't feel this way. Get over it. Move on. Push through. I lived most of my life just pushing through life, ignoring anything that felt unpleasant inside. And This invalidation often comes from caregivers or peers when we were children. If a caregiver, your parents, or your friends invalidated your emotions, they told you shouldn't feel sad, don't feel angry. We naturally then develop this pattern of invalidating them. And if we invalidate our emotions, we're naturally resisting them. If you're telling yourself you shouldn't feel this way, you're never going to actually allow yourself to feel it. And so a big starting place in actually working towards experiencing and releasing emotions is validating that they make sense. Every emotion that you're feeling, it's valid. I'm here to tell you 100% it is valid based on every moment that led up until this moment in your life where you're feeling sadness or anger. It makes sense that you're feeling that way. It is 100% valid. Now, the third way we resist emotions, I took this from Pain Reprocessing Therapy. It's when we view emotions, certain emotions, as dangerous. And every person is different. Every person I work with is different on this. Some people view anger as really dangerous. Some people feel fear is really dangerous. Shame is really dangerous. Sadness, whatever it might be, it's different person to person. I don't know what my parents did right, but sadness, I've never felt in danger of. I feel quite safe. I can embody sadness. I can be with it. I can have a felt sense of safety as I explore the sensations of sadness. But things like fear or anger, I really had a lot of fear around those. I really viewed them as dangerous. And so I had to really work on cultivating safety in my body when I was experiencing fear or anger. The goal of mind-body healing is to teach our brain and nervous system that all sensations in our body are safe. Pain, symptoms, emotions, nervous system state. All of these sensations are safe for us to feel. And by using the somatic work, the somatic practices that I have on this channel, we can accomplish that. That's what's going to help you heal your chronic pain and symptoms. It's going to allow you to experience your emotions and move through them. Now, the fourth way we resist emotions, this comes from Dr. Schubiner and Dr. Lumley, is avoidances or defenses. Sometimes we just have conscious avoidance of our actual emotions. We avoid certain people, certain topics, certain places, certain objects, certain memories. We just naturally run away from them. And so look out for this pattern. As I said, the first step in healing and working towards cultivating safety and working through emotions is actually identifying the resistance. So it's watching out for what are the little ways I avoid. For myself, I'm guilty of this and I still have to be careful. If my partner Anne has something big to talk to me about, my natural response is I don't want to talk about it. In my mind, I'm like looking for the escape route. I don't want to talk about this difficult thing, this stressful thing that's happening. So I have to really consciously work on actually approaching it and experiencing it. Now, after avoidances, we have defenses. So we can have behavioral defenses or cognitive defenses, and there's a whole whack of them. Cognitive defenses, people naturally have certain ways they work with their thinking to avoid. They stay in their mind, preoccupied by whatever it is. It's not really the issue going on, but they're just preoccupied and obsessed by, whatever it might be. I've had this happen to me. I get preoccupied about something that's really not that big of a deal instead of focusing on the bigger things underneath. People also have these cognitive defenses by thinking positively. This really irks me because we're taught this in all sorts of ways in our society. Just think positive, think hopeful. And that's great. I want to retrain your brain to have more hopeful thinking, more balanced thinking, but it becomes uber positive as a way to just avoid any difficult thing we're feeling. Now, in that, another behavioral defense that I had was I'm an angry cleaner. I don't do this anymore, but in the past, instead of feeling anger for 10 minutes, I'll clean my house frantically for 3 hours. Maybe you relate to this. Do you use work as an escape? Do you use your hobbies as an escape? You're just intensely doing something in life instead of feeling what's happening underneath. So these are the 4 ways we resist emotions. And again, don't get the equation wrong. Difficult emotions don't equal pain or symptoms. What happens if people believe that is they then try to make themselves feel calm and happy all the time. That's not going to go well. It's also another form of resistance. It's when you have difficult emotions plus resistance that you're going to get pain or physical symptoms. And so the solution is to reduce the resistance, identify it when it's happening, and actually drop into our body, explore the emotions, be with them, and release them. I have a sadness practice on this channel as an example. I'll link that to the top. It's from my course, The Somatic Safety Method. And in my course, The Somatic Safety Method, we go in detail around how you can start identifying your resistance to emotions. And then we also have 15 somatic practices on emotions to help you get reconnected with your body. So everyone, be on the lookout for how you're resisting emotions. Maybe share in the comments what ones you relate to. I'm sure lots of people out there are very similar to you in how you function. This is common in our society. It's common in this community with neuroplastic pain or symptoms. So put your questions and comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.